Welcome back, y'all. Moondog Investigations. Like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. Now, there's a lot of talk about the Epstein list, and the victims say that they're going to go ahead and release their own list because the DOJ is not going to release their list. Well, I have compiled a list of people that were either on the flight logs or on the phone calls or at the parties with him. I just made my own list. And none of these people have been found guilty of anything. Naomi Campbell, famous British model, is seen right here with her boyfriend, and that is Virginia Dufresne right there in front of her. Real young Virginia. Naomi Campbell, she was a supermodel. She set, the first black woman to appear in the model covers. And this is her husband, Flavio Briatore. He's a businessman and on some race teams. Here's Courtney Love, is a songwriter here in America, was married to Kurt Cobain, who eventually killed himself. So Courtney Love's on the list. And Alec Baldwin, he's had a little bit of trouble lately with that shooting with a stunt woman. So here we are, it's Alec Baldwin. We know who Alec Baldwin is. If you don't, slow it down and read right this. He was in Beetlejuice, Gary Ross, on Saturday Night Live a lot. Al Gore. Now, Al Gore was the vice president and ran for president and invented the internet, apparently, he said. So, we know who Al Gore is, and he's on the flight logs, is where he's at on that one. And then we got Bruce Willis. He's also on the flight logs. And you know who Bruce Willis is. First he was in that Moonlighting series, made him famous, and then he got John McClane being Die Hard franchise that went on forever. So he's on the list. Cameron Diaz is on the flight logs. Now, I love Cameron Diaz. I don't know why she's on the flight logs. But she was in that movie, Something About Mary. And Holiday. She was in Shrek. Cameron Diaz. Anyway, Mick Jagger is on the flight logs. Now, Mick Jagger is a singer of my favorite band, Rolling Stones. And all know who the Rolling Stones are. So, yeah, Mick Jagger is on the list. Next up, John Huntsman Sr. Now, he's an American businessman and entrepreneur and philanthropist. But in other words, he's just a billionaire that made money off of selling those styrofoam clamshells, hamburger containers back in the day until they were banned. Anyway, Elizabeth Hurley, actress and model, British actress and model. And she was in Bedazzled. She was the devil. She was in Austin Powers. And now she's got her own swimwear line. Okay, David Koch. One of the Koch brothers. Let's see what they do. They're rich. Political analyst, it says. All right. Well, anyway, they're billionaires. Him and his brother. They run a lot of stuff. Anyway, not surprised. Not surprised is John Kerry is on the flight logs. And, he was the Secretary of State, I think back in Clinton days. And he's also married to the woman that's the heir to the Heinz ketchup fortune. Okay, and Ralph Fiennes, I don't know, this guy's famous English actor, director. He's on stage and screen. He was nominated for Academy Awards, nominated for Golden Globes and more. I don't know who he is, but I'm not surprised. Oh yeah, this is Harvey Weinstein's younger brother, right? And it's Robert Weinstein. And he does the same thing. Harvey Weinstein's got a film company, Miramax. They founded their own making action films. All right, then we got Carrie Kennedy. This is Andrew Cuomo's wife. Right, the governor of New York. Anyway, yeah, there you go. And Ivana Trump. She was on the call logs. And that's Donald Trump's ex-wife, now deceased and buried in the golf course. Czechoslovakian model and businesswoman is what her bio says. And she was on the call logs. And Ivana Trump was on the call logs. Or in the black book, that is. Right? I think it's what we're talking about. We know who Ivana Trump is. Second child of Donald Trump. And married to Jared Kushner. Okay. Bill Gates is on the phone book and the flight logs. All right? And we know who Bill Gates is. They invented Microsoft, the whole damn computer world. he is a billionaire. Pablo Zampoli, he's a, I can't read this, what's it say? Oh yeah, Italian-born, New York-based businessman, serves as special state representative for Global Partnership. He's on the list. Dustin Hoffman has made my list. I think he is on the flight logs. And Dustin Hoffman did Rain Man. He did Little Big Man, Straw Dogs, Marathon Man, All the President's Men, Tootsie. Anyway, Melania Trump is definitely in the phone book. Rumors say that Epstein introduced Melania to Donald Trump. So, hey, she's on there. Speaking of Donald Trump, they've been seen frequently together. Epstein said they were best friends. Now, I don't know what's true. We know who Donald Trump is. President now. He's a president then. And, he's on the list. And I don't know why Mick Jagger's on the list twice, but I don't like it. I like Mick Jagger, but I guess I messed up and put him on here twice. And then maybe you can read more about him. He got a front man influenced by artists like Bowie and Prince. Okay, Minnie Driver. Yeah, British, English American actress. She was in Good Will Hunting, Grosse Point Blank, and other movies. Glenn Dubin, right? American hedge fund manager. Ooh, I'm not surprised. Let's see. Billionaire hedge funds manager, right? Engineers Gate founded board member of Robin Hood Foundation. You've seen that app. All right, Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York. Alrighty? British author and philanthropist, right? She was married to Prince Andrew in 86 to 96. Kate Blanchett, an Australian actor, film producer. And Kate Blanchett was in The Queen of the Lizard. She played the Queen. And Blue Jasmine and The Aviator. Good movie. Okay, Robert F. Kennedy. We all know who Robert F. Kennedy is, especially now. And he's now the, Health and Human Services guy. Anyway, he's on the list. He's on the flight logs and the phone book. And we know Prince Andrew is also on the list. But there's pictures of him with Virginia Dufresne, that he said are faked, which obviously not faked. And he's been, thrown out of the royal family. So, George Lucas is on the flight logs, y'all. George Lucas. We know who George Lucas is, don't we? Okay. Anyway, George Lucas. Chris Tucker is on. He kept showing up, dude. He kept showing up too many times on the list. Chris Tucker's on every list. He's on his own list. So we know who Chris Tucker, the American actor, is. Bless his heart. Kevin Spacey. Speaking of heart, I would have put him on the list even if he wasn't on the list. But he was on the list. Flight log and the phone book. And we know all Kevin Spacey got every award known to man. He's perfect. Martin Minsky is an American cognitive computer scientist. That's what he is. And he invented a lot of stuff that has to do with computer these days. So anyway, he's on the list. Ehud Barak, right? General and former Prime Minister of Israel before Netanyahu. He was the leader between 1997 and 2001. We know who he is. Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what? He was on the Diddy list too. He was seen with Diddy a lot. So that kind of, bless his heart, we know Leonardo. All right, David Copperfield, famous magician. I had to put him on there because he kept showing up. Illusionist. He made the Great Wall of China disappear one day or something like that. 21 Emmys, 38 nominations for television specials. Stephen Hawking, wheelchair-bound, total genius. Can barely speak, couldn't even speak, he's got to speak like through an electronic thing. And he's a genius. Invented black holes pretty much. He's on the list. So now, there you go. I made my own list. Now there's more. I just couldn't fit them all on this video. So I'm going to make a part 2 Share, like, subscribe, and comment down below what you think about each person. Moondog out.